This is today's Impact Wrestling full show results video, and the show started with a match between Giselle Shaw versus Heather Reckless, and the result of this match was Giselle Shaw defeated Heather Reckless by pinfall. Then Trinity makes her entrance, and she says Chicago holds a special place in her heart. She recalls almost giving up on her wrestling career, but it was like going from her lowest to her highest when she debuted for Impact in Chicago in April, and she held up her promise that she would become Knockouts champion. Deonna Purrazzo interrupts, and she says if they're recreating Trinity's debut, then it's only fitting that she interrupts. The crowd chants, "You tapped out," but the only difference here is that Trinity is champ. Deonna reminds her that she knew what it was like to win the title on her first shot, and the difference between them, though, is that Deonna isn't a quitter, and Purrazzo says she'll get her title back at Emergence because nobody can beat her twice. The Coven interrupts and Keelan calls it the Deonna and Trinity show before bashing both of them, and the Coven is upset that they lost to Trinity and don't have the title right now. Wilde throws cards in Trinity's face, leading to a brawl, and security pulls them apart before Santino comes out, and he initially books the match for later, but Deonna says she'll fight now in her street clothes. Then we saw a tag team match between Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo versus the Coven, and the result of this match was the Coven defeated Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo by pinfall when Trinity goes to kick Wilde, but she ducks and kicks Deonna, and then Wilde throws Trinity out, and King lands King's Curse on Deonna for the 3. Then the Rascals cut a backstage promo ahead of tonight's match, and Scott D'Amore walks up and says they're being punished for recent behavior. They're being fined, but they'll still be in the tournament, and if they interfere in any matches, they'll be indefinitely suspended without pay. The next match happened between Heath versus Alan Angels, and the result of this match was Heath defeated Alan Angels by pinfall with the wake-up call finishing move. Then Gia Miller interviews Eric Young, and he had a feeling the Design would attack last week, and Gia asks how he's not dead. Eric Young says it's a fair question, and the truth is, the world that saw the video thought they knew what the truth was. Tonight, we're going to see what really happened. The next match happened between Jake Something versus Davey Vega, and the result of this match was Jake Something defeated Davey Vega by pinfall with the Void Slam finishing move. Then we saw a replay of how Lio Rush decided to side with Bully Ray, Moose, and Myers last week. Backstage, the trio confronts Rush, and Bully says they're extremely happy that he chose to side with them. Leo says he isn't going to pretend like he likes this alliance, and he's not here to make any friends, and Moose says they don't want to be his friend, and they just want him on their team. Leo says they can trust him to come to Emergence, but this isn't going to last long, and Bully Ray says it could last a lifetime, and he got a 6-man booked for next week and he wants Leo to be at ringside to watch. Then we saw a triple threat match between Kenny King versus Joe Hendry versus Yuya Uemura for the Digital Media Championship, and the result of this match was Kenny King won the match by pinfall to retain the Digital Media Championship. Then Gia Miller speaks to Speedball and Gresham backstage, and Gresham says he feels confident with a man like Speedball, but Mike interrupts and says he had to convince Gresham to participate in the tag tournament. Gresham reminds Mike that Vince cheated last week, and he says optimism doesn't win matches, and then walks off. Then Impact announced that Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, and Awesome Kong are confirmed to appear on the Impact 1000 episode. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between the Rascals versus Mike Bailey and Jonathan Gresham, and the result of this match was the Rascals defeated Mike Bailey and Jonathan Gresham by pinfall. We cut to exclusive footage of what happened between Eric Young and Diener last year, and we see Diener stab Eric Young and then place the knife on a table. Eric Young's body is shown and then he coughs up blood and laughs, and he crawls outside to his motorcycle. He put his helmet on, face and fist still bloody, before riding off into the night, and he has a voiceover questioning if death is final and why we're scared to live. Death can be beautiful, but he's not dead yet, and he's more than life, and he's an idea, and he will live forever, and the show goes off the air.